And welcome again, my friend. It's Ultimate Soccer. It's the pre-game. It's Wrexham taking on Queen's Park Rangers this time, and it's coming off from the Keiras. Wrexham 15th, the Rangers 18th. Both teams on 4 points. Both teams looking to get higher in the league, but I tell you, 15th in the league, I'm quite happy with it. What about you, Wrexham fans? 18th, are you happy? Rangers fans? Probably not. But this weekend's got a big game coming. Like I say, Red Dragons taking on the R's. Please use the chat. I will be waiting to respond to you as soon as you do. Like, subscribe, join the family, and feel at home. Last match, we had a load of Millwall fans in with us here at the Wrexham channel. And got to say, they were fun. They were fun and they were class. Rangers fans, do the same. Get in here, be as classy as the Millwall, and make the chat go nuts like it did last time, because it was fantastic. Like I say, the chat, you are the stars. I'm just the guy that's literally leading the charges. Let's take a look at where we're going. We're going to take a little Shepherd's Bush story. Yeah, Shepherd's Bush story coming up at you pretty quick. Then I'll take a look at the stats on the league before we go anywhere. We'll look at Wrexham player updates, not just Wrexham. Stuff here for you Rangers fans as well. We'll take a look at the matches. The matches coming up this weekend, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Don't forget, international break. I got a message from that. Then we're going to look at the head-to-head. You will enjoy that. And Rangers fans, if you've never been here before, wait around for that. The head-to-head. You will enjoy it. We've got two focuses on coaches, one on Phil Parkinson, one on Julien Stephans. Julien Stephan is the coach from Queen's Park Rangers. You know about that. Wrexham fans will tell you all about him and what he's famous for too, coming up as well. Then we'll focus on Wrexham, match talk, QPR, match talk, game prediction, match thoughts, and then don't forget, after that we shut it down, but there's a watch along coming on the Saturday for the match here at Ultimate Soccer. Get into this. So let's take a look. My little Shepherd's Bush story. 1975, 1976 era, Queen's Park Rangers, Loftus Road. And by the way, if you've never been to Loftus Road, get on Google Earth, look at it. It's literally surrounded by houses. It's fantastic. It's cemented in literally a residential area. It's phenomenal. British style, very British style, very cool looking. Get on your websites and check that out. Loftus Road. That's where Queen's Park Rangers are coming from. But my story, as a young lad, I was probably 8 to 9. I was just young. And my mum and dad were down in London, yada, yada, visiting people, the local people in Shepherd's Bush. They're like, come on, let's go to a game. We're like, yeah, okay, fine. So my brother and I were put in front of the goal at Loftus Road while everybody else was upstairs in the seats. And we had a fantastic time. That was my first ever big game. Looking at that picture, you're looking at Stan Bowles on the extreme left or right, whichever way you're talking about it. In the middle, goalkeeper wearing green. The one to the right, Phil Parks. Man, oh man, could that guy make saves? And he had hands the size of a house, mate. Unbelievable. And then not forgetting, couldn't leave without saying a big up to Jerry Francis as well. I know there's a lot of other big players there, Rangers fans, but time's cooking. But I tell you, I do remember. Great day out, and I loved it. So there's my Shepherd's Bush story. A bit of love for the Rangers fans. Let's check the table, see what's happening. 15th and 18th on top. Middlesbrough doing bloody well. Sheffield is not a place to play football at the moment. Both teams in the bottom three. I tell you, not very good. And you got to say Oxford as well. It's not good for them either. So that's your table. Look at your top shots. Josh Sargent, American, Norwich City, leading the charge with 5 goals. We've been talking about Josh. Wrexham, we play him very soon. Get ready. Dangerous player. Gifted. Never stops working. Carlton Norris from Derby County is on 4 and Haji Wright is on 4. Your assist kings. Keep looking. Your assist kings. Milan van Avik. What I see, guys, you see, okay? I see exactly what you're looking at, okay? Same time, same place. This triggers the camera that triggers your picture, okay? So you're seeing what I see. Milan van Avik and Ross McCrory, Coventry and Bristol City, respectively, and Sorba Thomas from Stoke City. Stoke have got a feel they're going to start slipping down the table a bit. Bristol City should be hanging in there for the fight, playoffs, and Coventry City likewise. Looking at your Bad Boys Club, yellow cards. Bad Boys Club, Amadou Mbenge. Yep, QPR, you got a bad boy. That's a bring it to you. Red cards, look at that. That game against Sheffield Wednesday with Barry Bannon at the Keiras recently. Barry Bannon lit it up, ran the game, should have been shut down, never was, ran it. but he was also sent off on the first game of the season. So there you go. There you go. There's the updates. I want to touch on three Wrexham players that have just come in. Listen, 13 players have come in for Wrexham, and if you didn't know that, QPR, we do, Wrexham fans. 13 players have come in the summer, and four recently. One that's come in recently is not, you will not find hardly anything about this young man. He's only 20, Ruben Egan from Ireland. He's a goalkeeper, and he's just signed a 6-month contract with Wrexham to bolster the squad. Why will become apparent as I come through the show. Don't forget head-to-head coming up and betting odds as well. But Ruben is there to bolster the goalkeeper. Now, working backwards in formation, Benjamin David Sheaf, Ben Sheaf. Look at those numbers. You're looking at it. Look at those numbers. Coventry City, 131 matches, 7 goals. Now, Frank Lampard probably didn't want to see this guy leave. And I wouldn't either. But Wrexham's got him. And he brings Coventry's experience. He's 27, so he's just about the peak age of a footballer, so he's perfectly poised to bring a few top years for Wrexham. The price he cost, yeah, he cost enough, but I got to say, he's going to unsettle somebody pretty soon in the defensive formation because he's quality. But yes, he's now with us. Another guy I want to touch on, and the other thing as well, when you think of Ben Sheaf, think of Callum Doyle. Remember what I said about Callum Doyle? He's good on the ball. He's got a good first touch, good tackle, clean tackle, reads the play very well, knows the positional senses, can run the lines, either of the lines, the midfield or the defensive line. He knows where to be. He's structurally, tactically sound, and he's got great touch. Same as Callum Doyle. That's what I'm saying, Ben Sheaf. Next one up, Dominic John Hyam, Scotsman. He has played international football with Scotland, 1 cap. 2023. I don't think he's going to be getting much more. However, look at the games he's played, yeah? Before Coventry City, 169, and Blackburn Rovers, last club, 122 games. Regular, can score as well, and centre-back, Connor Cody. Pressure for Connor Cody. I think we need it. I think we need it. We really do. The next one's going to give pressure for spots. This might shock you, Wrexham fans, but next one up, take a look. Issa Kabore. I tell you what, quality guy, quality guy. He's played for so many clubs. Look at the clubs he's played with, yeah? Just 1 second. Issa Kabore, the clubs he's played with. You've got Marseille, you've got Troyes, you've got Mechelen, that's Belgium, France, Luton Town, loan, Benfica, Werder Bremen. People say Werder Bremen, it's Werder Bremen, auf Deutsch, and when you say it in German, and now he's with Wrexham on loan. All loan teams. He's always been on the books at Man City. Man City are looking to offload him. He's been to all them clubs. Why have they not signed him? What's stopping them signing? Is it the price tag? Are Man City asking too much? There's some reason why this guy keeps going out on loan. Because look, he's a Burkina Faso international. He's played 53 times, scored 3 goals. Why would he keep going out on loan? This guy needs a home. Maybe Wrexham is the new home. Just saying. But Issa Kabore, where's this going to put the pressure? This is what I was going to say was going to shock you. He's a right-sided defender or right back, right wing back. Who else plays there? Max Cleworth. Who's going to get pressured? Max Cleworth. As Max looked fantastic in every department of the game so far, he's had a few shaky moments, but he's done well. It hasn't really been exposed as not at the level. Let's put it that way. But there's pressure for spaces, competition for places on that starting 11. And that's what we need to keep the performances at a high level. So I applaud Phil and the coaching staff for bringing those 3 guys in. We needed more defensive structure. QPR, they've come at the right time for us, wrong time for you. But Wrexham needed that solidifying. I also will say that Ben Sheaf may well unearth less time for George Dobson. Get ready for that as well. Because when you bring this quality in, well, clock's ticking, George. Clock's ticking. Keep your eye on that, guys. Really, keep your eye on that one. So there's 3 guys coming in. Now, let's take a look at the matches coming off at the weekend. Don't forget, you got a Friday match, which is Ipswich Town taking on Sheffield United. Are Sheffield to lose again? Can Ipswich win for the first time? You never know. On Sunday, one more time, just for a second, guys. On Sunday, you've got Southampton and Portsmouth. So a South Coast All Bash, that's nice. A local derby, that's beautiful too. Wrexham obviously bringing in Queen's Park Rangers. West Brom doing well, taking on Derby County. Maybe a chance for West Brom to stay high in the table. Swansea City doing well as well, sitting in 7th. Well done, the Swans. Maybe they get a result and stay close to the playoffs. Coventry City, Norwich City battling to get there. That'll be an interesting game. Don't forget Josh Sargent, the league's top scorer, going to Coventry City's and Frank Lampard's starting champions. Also, don't forget, Middlesbrough sitting on top, travel to Preston North End and Oxford welcome Leicester City. I tell you, it's going to be interesting. Betting odds. Who doesn't like a little flutter? Take a look. There's your betting odds background coming up. Boom. I tell you what, 10 to 11. Wrexham are 10 to 11 on, or 10 to 11 against, sorry, for the win. Not great odds. The bookies are making money. You're not. What are the odds for a draw? Take a look. 5 to 2. That's not bad. That's not bad. 5 to 2. You could make something there. Better than winning. And joking. And obviously, what is the odds for Queen's Park Rangers to win? Are they good? Are they bad? Are they plus? Are they better? Oop, not that good. 29 to 10. So that means, obviously, the Ladbrokes are saying straight off the bat, you'll make a lot of money if QPR win, but it's unlikely. You won't make a lot of money if Wrexham win. It's likely. And the fortune is probably just go for the draw. They're looking for the draw. So that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Now, let's take a look at their head-to-head. There's your banner. Their head-to-head. The first match between Wrexham and Queen's Park Rangers was April 4th, 1959. Long time ago. Long before I was born. Don't be cheeky. Not much. And QPR, the scoreline from April 4th, 1959, League Division 3, it was Queen's Park Rangers 5, Wrexham 0. Yeah. But 4 days later, and that was League Division 3, believe it or not, and 4 days later, April 8th, 1959, the game is played at the Keiras, and it's Wrexham 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0. So there you go. The first 2 games within 4 days of each other, both League Division 3. The reason why I find that funny is because normally in a league situation, you do not see yourself play home and away so quickly in the league. You may in a cup competition, right? But not normally in the league. So there you go. I thought that was quite funny. But 21 years since the last matchup, and you have to say that, Queen's Park Rangers has bragging rights. Now, looking at the head-to-head throughout all time, take a breath, Wrexham fans. How many wins do you think you got all time? 5. There you go. You got 5. How many draws have happened all the way through? 4. You got 4 draws, which means there's only one question. And I know you Queen's Park Rangers fans are into this right now, and you're going, yeah. I wonder how many we've got. I wonder how many you do have. How many have they got? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 9. Well, there you go. There you go. So 9-4-5 Queen's Park Rangers is bossing the head-to-head. Take a look at the next image. That'll show you all the games. You're going to love this. There's some fantastic games that have gone by there, but take a look at that. Make it large. Pause it if you have to. I'll be here when you get back. I'm not going anywhere. But there you go. There's your head-to-head. I love doing that. But, bragging rights from the last win. And also overtime, 9-4-5 in favour of Queen's Park Rangers. Well done, Rangers. Now, I want to look at 2 coaches, 2 different angles and 2 different profiles. The first one being Phil Parkinson. Thereafter, we'll be looking at Julien Stéphan. Who you say? You'll find out in a minute, Wrexham fans. Phil Parkinson, 57 years old. 1st of July 2021 was when he signed on with Wrexham. The only thing I'm going to say is he's doing an amazing job. Has done an amazing job ever since. All the seasons have started in a similar process where there's been a little bit of a bumpy start and then it started to take shape. This is going the same way. Where we're going to finish, I'm not going to tell you that it's a playoff. I'm just going to tell you I'm looking at survival first. That's my main concern. But what I want you to hoist in about Phil Parkinson is this, and purely this. In 2020, he'd been on vacation for 6 months after the job at Sunderland was terminated. Then Wrexham came knocking on the door in the National League. And he's not employed at the time, but he's a championship coach. Deal gets set, or they propose that he comes down to Wrexham and coaches them. Now, look at that for a second. A championship coach going down 3 leagues to the National League, right? I say this. No one says it this way, but I want you to think of it this way. That was a massive risk for Phil Parkinson to take, because had it not come off and had Wrexham failed to get out of that league, which is quite possible, they'd still be there now. And Phil might not be there much longer for failing, because the pressure was simply Rob and Ryan want a coach to get us out the National League now. Now, when Phil signed up for that, it had to look like a risk of risks, but it paid off. And obviously, the deal was, oh yeah, Phil, we want to get out of that league. We want you to put us in that league. It's only 3 leagues, so it shouldn't take long. Not knowing the severity of the statement there. Love Rob, love Ryan, and that's the thesis of it. We're making fun here. But Phil Parkinson did the amazing, did the bloody unbelievable. So I give him absolute credit. That's who you're going up against. He's got a literal 61%, very close to 61% coaching record all time. We'll get through some of his numbers right now. If you're looking at Wrexham, 227 games, you're looking at it, obviously. 138 wins, 50 draws, 39 losses, 60.79. Phenomenal, phenomenal. And all time, 1,031, 42%. 1,000 games, 42%. That also is pretty good. Look, if you're probably Pep or Sir Alex or some of those guys, your numbers are probably better, but you've had better players and bigger numbers all through. But Phil Parkinson, for my money, doing a great job. Let's keep the boss forever if we can. Julian Stefan, let's take a look. Queen's Park Rangers coach, doing a decent job so far. Looking at his numbers, 5-1-3-1-3. 5 games, 1 win, 1 draw, 3 losses, 8-14 on the goal ratio, -6. Rangers did lose 7-1 not so long ago. We'll get to that pretty soon. But there was also a game, I believe, in the preseason where they lost 6-0 too. So to have a blowout once in a while doesn't seem to be something of a rarity under Julian Stefan right now. Let's hope that drifts away for Rangers' sake. Yeah? But that's not a habit you want to sort of continue with. But looking at Julian, what is he strong for? What's he famous for? He got his fame in France in amateur football. He won the Championnat de France twice, 2015 to 2016 and 2016 to 2017. That got his name on the board in France. And it was a case of, this guy's got to be something good coming up. A team wants to get a hold of him. Rennes B picked him up. He stayed there for a season or two. 44 points, 44.2% was total there. Great record. You did well. From there, Rennes, the first team, Ligue 1, France League number 1, they said, listen, come and take us on. He took them on. He did well. Didn't stay there too long, but he stayed there long enough. You look at the numbers. Rennes, he went there twice, yeah? The first time, December 18 to 2021. That's where I'm talking. In that 3-year period, it's 2018 pretty much you want to focus on, he goes out there and wins the Coupe de France. Yeah, like the FA Cup, but he wins the Coupe de France in France. It's not just he wins that tournament or that trophy, but it's who he played against. It was Paris Saint-Germain in the final with all the superstars and all the big names and all the big money and the mass fans and just big Paris club, yeah? So in that final, it ended after extra time 2-2. And then Julien Stéphan and his guys take on PSG in penalties. And it finishes 6-5 to Rennes. Yeah. Only 1 penalty was missed. And it wasn't Rennes. He wins the cup in France. That's where he got a lot of fortune and fame in France through that. It was a fairy tale cup win. Everybody fell in love with him, fell in love with him. And it's just a total positive promotion for him from there on in. So now, when you look at the clubs he's gone through, Strasbourg, back to Rennes, now to Queen's Park Rangers. Record now, it can only get better. It can only get better. But there's some insight into Mr. Stefan, and I say this much. He'll have a hard time to get a result at the Keiras. But whatever happens, you'll see his numbers again. But again, 5-1-1-3 on the season. They've got to stop the goals going in, and they've literally start to turn themselves into an attacking monster. Can they? Will they? We'll have to see. Now, looking at Wrexham as we close to the match talk. Wrexham, 4-1-1-2. 4 games, 1 win, 1 draw, 2 losses. 7-4, 7 against, 4 points. Last match was Millwall on the road. You got to say, Kiefer Moore scores on 58, Lewis Brunt on 90 plus 18. I did say 18, 90 plus 18. There was a reason for that. We'll get to it very shortly. But Wrexham stayed in the game all along, soaked up the pressure that Millwall just didn't have the quality to break Wrexham down in that match, and came away with a very, very deserved 3 points after 90 minutes. And the killer goal literally wasn't until O'Brien put that match-winning goal in, because up until then, Millwall were literally bouncing it off everybody, but it just wouldn't go over the line. Now, the update, 90 minutes plus 18, the reason why that came so late, Danny Ward was injured, the goalkeeper, dislocated shoulder. He's going to be out. Here's your update, 4 months. They're saying 4 months that Danny is going to be out. Robin Ryan, what do you think about that? Yeah, that's concerning. That's concerning. But 4 months he's going to be out. Maybe he comes back quicker. Let's hope. Let's hope. More club news. Kiefer Moore wins his 50th cap for Wales against Kazakhstan midweek, as does Isa Kabore for Burkina Faso, and his match was against Djibouti. So 2 guys in the squad internationally travelling away, winning 50th caps. Focusing now on Queen's Park Rangers. Got to say, same as Wrexham. 4-1-1-2. The numbers are the same. The only difference is defensively. They've got 4 points as well. The difference is defensively. 6 goals scored, Wrexham 7. 11 goals conceded, Wrexham 7. They have the worst defence in the league, in the Championship. Also, they're not the only ones. They are joined by Derby County also, who've conceded 11 goals so far this season. That's got to get better. I'm sure it can. And in the last game, it did. They only conceded 1 as they took out Charlton 3-1. Goals coming from Smythe on 8, Sato on 84, and Kone 90 plus 7. Now, with Richard Kone, I want to just say this much. He stays in the game. He can be in and out of the game, but he stays in the game for the duration. Now, his numbers tell you a story here, and he's on for 3 goals in 3 matches should he continue this streak. And Wrexham better not sleepwalk to a late goal like we have a few times, yeah? Because this guy might be the guy to score late for Queen's Park Rangers and really steal points, make it a draw, or kill the party, steal the win. Got to be careful. Richard Kone, I'm telling you now, 2 goals, last 2 matches, looking for 3 and 3. He scored against Coventry, 90 minutes plus 1, and he scored against Charlton Athletic, 90 minutes plus 7. See what I'm saying? Joe Walsh, the goalkeeper that was in goal for Queen's Park Rangers when they lost 7-1 to Coventry, probably, for my money, is the guy to start, and he's hoping for a better day. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Talking about money that's been spent, take a look at this image here. That's what's been spent by the Premier League. Just to give you an idea, Wrexham fans, because we've spent just over 40 mil, yeah? Just to let you know, we've outspent Fulham this year, okay? And if you look at the next one, this is really interesting. Go to the bottom paragraph. Read that first. I'll read it with you. He added, it means Wrexham's net spend is higher than a lot of Barcelona, Valencia, Sevilla, AC Milan, Borussia Dortmund, among other established names. Yeah? Absolutely. I gave people the credit to who write this. Yeah, their name's there. But that tells you exactly how much Wrexham literally have spent this season, just to interest you on the spending side of things. And that might interest QPR as well, because let's face it, we have spent a lot. But Richard Kone, keep your eye on him. Prediction. 2-1 Wrexham, possible 1-1, and the 1-0 away I don't expect, but if it is, it's Richard Kone, and we sleepwalked. And I don't think an early goal decides this match. There's too much in this game for 1 goal just to decide it. I really feel it's open play. If QPR come to play and have a great first half and building confidence, it might be a tricky second half, and it could peter out to that draw. Hope forbid, not the loss. But if Wrexham come to work and the new guys that are really gelling right now come up a notch more, which they can, and they all still can, this squad, this team has a little way still to improve, but the signs are very good. If they have a good day at the Kairas, it might not be a happy day for Queen's Park Rangers. You've seen it before. You've seen it before. You really have. Points to the game, though, for Wrexham. Patience. Patience is the key. Absolutely is the key. Wrexham's the favourite, but patience is the key. The thing is, 2 things they got to do. They got to get on the ball and own it like we know they can. But going out to battle, if I was Phil, I'd pin a little note on the door. In fact, I'd probably have it embossed in red and white. And it would read, "Dominate your day." Dominate your day. Like Cabby, coming and say hello. Just give me a second, buddy. It's dominate your day, okay? That's what I'm saying. And crossing excellence from both the Ryans, Longman and Barnett, that has to be good. And they can switch sides and get it done. But lastly of all, they got to leave it on the field, haven't they, Cabby? Cabby says yes. I know where Cabby's going, but he'll be coming back. But he says they got to leave it on the field, which they do. They do. And then I'd love to see the 12th man go absolutely ballistic this weekend at the Kairas. It's been 2 weeks and we haven't had a lot of fun. We've watched a few games in between in the international scene, and big up and big love to all the Wrexham fans in the midweek watch along. And it was hard for me to watch that game as much as you think it isn't. I couldn't lose that match and I couldn't win that match. I'm thinking you know what I mean. But this one this weekend, Rangers fans, get in the watch along, join with us. Cabby may well gate crash again because he always does. And that's right, Cabby. And he doesn't drive a cab. He lives in a cabina, a little cabin. He's got his own little cabin, his own little bed. But here's the deal. Get in the watch along this weekend. Join it. I really come alive during the game. I'm quite boring for a pre-game. But during the watch along, you'll see me come alive and you'll have a better time. And I just say this much. Like the Millwall, Queen's Park Rangers, you're welcome in. To my family members, see you at the watch along. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment. I'll be answering. And we'll have another good time this weekend. I tell you now, we totally will. So it's Wrexham. It's Queen's Park Rangers. It's the Kairas. Let's have it. Cheers.